Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Learning for Life, and in this video series I would be talking to you how to teach your child writing Hindi alphabets. Writing Hindi alphabets can take up to 1 year when your child is in nursery or kindergarten, but using these methods that I called the activity based learning, you can have your child learn Hindi alphabets writing in just 6 weeks. Yes, you are right. In just 6 weeks, she would develop a complete understanding of the alphabet structure as well as the writing part of each of the Hindi alphabets. I would also cover in this video as to what are the methods and techniques that I have used in the entire video series. What are the benefits that you can have from this activity based learning techniques, and lastly I would share what are the motivation factors for your child so that they can be excited every single day to complete those worksheets. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, let me give you some background in this slide as to how I ended up learning activity-based techniques that I use to teach my child Hindi alphabets writing. So let's get started here. Uh, Here you can see I have mapped out three things that I believe is important for a good learning process. Number one is to have a good tutor or a teacher or a person who has a good knowledge of the subject. Number two is to have a couple of knowing couple of methods which are effective, and number three is to have a hold on good materials that can give you the insights about the subject that you are learning. And when you add the 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 teacher's aspect, the methods and the materials and techniques, you end up having a good learning curve or the learning process overall. So in my case, here I as well as my wife has a good understanding of Hindi, so this fulfills the criteria number one. Number two was to understand effective methods, and in this case what we did is that we because we have seen other children's as well as our child also goes for some of the coaching in the enrichment class as well as in the coaching institute for English and maths. So we have an understanding of the good methods and the effective methods that are used there, um, uh, which benefits the child. So what we did is that we take a note of most of the methods which are there, and then started customizing it as per what would work best when we are actually learning Hindi alphabets writing. And as far as the materials are concerned, I created my own materials, and it didn't take much time. It was around 15 minutes per worksheet, and I used to have one worksheet per day. So 6 weeks was around 40 worksheets. So that's how you can actually see how much time I invested on preparing the worksheets. But in general, it has a lot of benefits because you can customize the worksheet as per the progress of your child. So that's the best part. Secondly, the overall time spent per day was not more than 30 minutes. So 15 minutes of preparing the worksheet and 15 minutes of having my child complete that worksheet. So 15 plus 15, 30 minutes. Now if you actually the compare this time with the time that you would actually take if you actually enroll your child to a tuition center or a coaching center, it would be uh, lesser than that, because the commute time plus the waiting time that you have to do when your child is actually inside a coaching center would easily be 1 hour or so, and plus the commute time would make it 2 hours. So you would be definitely saving on time. The other benefits of this entire process is that you would also be saving on money, because you won't be paying any tuition fees to any of the coaching centers or tutors. Number three, that you would be getting great insights on a daily basis of your child, so you would know the strength and weakness of your child, and you can have the strengths benefit your child to unlock their potential, You would also be getting insights about his or her behavior patterns, their learning curve, plus their patience level. So these are very insightful learnings as a parent, and you would be getting it firsthand and not have to wait for any teacher to give you that feedback. Number four is that this is a psychological factor where all the child would actually at this age prefer to be with their parents as much as possible. So if you are the one who is also the teacher for your child, then that's something that would make them very happy. And lastly, as you know, as I realized, these methods were very effective, and I mentioned that in nursery or kindergarten, the entire writing process of all the alphabets takes around a year. In my case, using these techniques and methods, I can actually uh, achieve that in 6 weeks time for my child. So for me it has definitely worked, and I'm pretty sure it would definitely work for you as well. So I hope for the best. Do give it a try. In my next slides I have actually provided in a glance an overview about the methods as well as the techniques. Plus I have also shared a couple of my insights and the motivation factor that would drive the child to complete those worksheets on a daily basis. So with that, I would move over to the next slide. All the best to all the parents out there. All right, let me give you some overview of the methods that are being used in the video series, and I would quickly walk you through the top three methods. So you can see here there is one activity going on here, second activity going on here, and third activity going on here. The first one is the visual alphabet recognition that is being done through a magnet board. So there is a paper slip here, and then there are magnets here, and there are alphabets written over the magnets as well as the paper slip. Your child has to pick up the magnets and put it correctly on the correct alphabets on the paper slip. That's the part one, and I have demonstrated that. Kindly refer to my video prerequisite to writing number one. Here is the snapshot of the thumbnail. The second is the audio recognition, where your child would actually listen to an audio or the recitation of the entire alphabet series post they complete the activity number one. If you want to have a detailed look about that, kindly refer to my second video, which is the prerequisite to writing part 2, and the thumbnail again is here for your reference. And number three is the sight recognition, where I have actually shown it with the help of a book, where I have shown how can you actually show to your child the alphabet, then the letter which start from that alphabet, and the picture of that alphabet to give him or her a comprehensive understanding of that alphabet. So with that, your child would develop a visual recognition, pronunciation through the audio recognition, the word that starts from that alphabet, and the picture of the word. If you can give your child the product itself, then they can actually have a look of how it tastes, and it would always remain in their memory. But how the current methods are also equally well. So that's a glimpse of the methods that I have used in my video series. Now in my next slide I will be talking about the techniques that I have used in my materials. Okay, let's take a glimpse of the teaching techniques here. You can see here I have actually taken the actual screenshot when I was sharing with you the videos on writing R and writing E. Please note this is not the only slide in that video. The video also has other slide. This is one of the slide, as well as this is also one of the slides. So you can see here when we are doing the writing practice for R, here you can see here it's a, but we are also revising a here, and in that you would see we are doing tracing sequencing, then we are doing a double line tracing, later we are doing a single line tracing. We also have the word that starts from that alphabet, and we have that word in every single worksheet. So with this we are having a sight recognition of the word, we are having the double line tracing and the single line tracing, for the fine motor skills of the child. Apart from that, you can also see that when we are doing writing E and E, we are not just doing E and E, but we are also again revising and A. So with that, you can see that although the new words are introduced, but we are also revising the old words. Similarly, here you can see here I have circled and then the child has to find among all these alphabets, which makes them have a closer look at the structure of the alphabet. We are also looking at the word that starts from that alphabet and then circling that word among all the other words. This makes the sight recognition powerful. Apart from that, I have also three more worksheets that I have shared in my next video, where I have shown that by day 7 how much my child has actually learned. And then I'm also sharing with you the different kind of worksheets that I have used in order to have them progress through the writing part. So now let's move to the next slide. Hi, this is the last slide, and this is in continuation with the previous slide that I have shared, where I was talking about the techniques used in the materials. Now here also you can see that I have shared the day 7 revision paper. So you can see this is something that my child completed by day 7. So you can see by day 7 she has already traced all the letters from to then here I have another worksheet which are made up where I have made squares. So here also you can see she has traced all the letters, and then she has also written all the letters. So she has already started tracing as well as writing of all the letters from to and in the third sheet, I guess most of you are familiar with this kind of sheet, which is a double line worksheet, especially used for Hindi writing. And you can see here the first line is something that I have completed here, but other than that, the rest of the 4 lines have been completed by my child. So she is already doing a writing without any tracing support here. So by day 7 she has already learned the tracing as well as the writing of the Hindi alphabet from to Apart from that, she has also completed the match the following, where she is actually matching the alphabet with the letter that starts from that alphabet. So she has a sight recognition of all the words that start from to So this is a great progress in 7 days time. um, so I would say that go ahead and try this technique. I'm pretty sure that this would work very well. It has worked well for me. I hope it works well for you. One thing to note here is that your child at this age would actually be expecting some kind of a reward or a motivation to go forward and have this activity completed on a daily basis. So for me, I actually give my child a sticker. So this way she completes my activity book and I complete her sticker book. So it's a win-win situation. For you, it can be anything. So go ahead and find out what's the motivating factor for your child, and then help her out with that, help him out with that. So if it in your case, if you think that it's going out and playing cricket with them, having them bat, or spending time with them with doing some activities, whatever works well, just go ahead and do that with your child. Increase your bonding and finish those activities together. I wish you all a very good luck, and cheers to learning.